So I think obviously in these games, right, you want to come out and the goal is, you want to get better. Of course you want to win the game, but, there's such a talent disparity that, you want to make sure also that you're getting better at the things that you feel like you need to be good at, to be good no matter who you play, right? And so from that standpoint, we saw a lot of positives tonight. Thought we really shared the ball well in terms of how we moved it and how unselfish that we played. Offensively was a really big thing. And then I think defensively, other than, the start of the second half where we weren't quite as aggressive, we played with the type of energy and aggressiveness that we need to be good. I don't know where 17 steals as a team ranks, but it's a lot for sure. And so, again, maybe a little inflated because of the level, but at the same time, if you're not playing the right way, that's not going to happen. So, I think those are two things that really stand out, that are things that have been issues for us when we haven't been good offensively and defensively. So it was good to see those things in a better place today.
And taking a step back, kind of looking at the full schedule here, that's 3 in a row, 4 of the past 5. Just kind of, where do you kind of sit, where this team sits as you guys head in with the hard game at Florida Atlantic and then right back in the conference play?
Yeah, I think the big thing, like we've talked about before, is that, the schedule was probably too hard and definitely too hard from the standpoint of how many games are crammed in a short time, because we didn't have any time to practice and actually get better. It was like every game was just trying to prepare for the next game. And we've actually had some time since we got back from Washington State to try to improve and spend time on things like moving the basketball and our spacing and some of those things offensively and defensively, the kind of urgency that we need to play with and pressuring the ball and closing out, and just some real basic basketball stuff that we just hadn't done very well because we hadn't had time to spend at it. And so that'll be the mindset moving forward over break, where you have a little bit more time and you're not in school regardless. But obviously we've got a big challenge. On paper, the best team that we've played according to the numbers all year at Florida Atlantic. But again, that was part of what sounded like a great idea in the spring and summer, right? Hey, let's upgrade our schedule and play the toughest schedule Northern Kentucky's ever played. And when you do that, you're going to end up with a really tough game on the road like we have on Wednesday.
Last game, a couple unsung heroes stepping up. This game, it was kind of a little bit back to not your stars, but your standouts. Marquez had a big game again. Sam's trying to get his confidence back up and had another solid showing. Just what's that like, having your leaders kind of step up in a game like this?
Yeah, I think one of the real positives from an individual standpoint is Marquez was back to being more aggressive offensively, especially shooting from 3, which is something that we've been encouraging him to do, because it's when he's at his best, it's when our team is at its best. And so it was good to not only see him do that, but see a bunch of them go in, and then good to see Sam see one, have him see one go in. Get to double digits offensively, but then, just get back to playing aggressively on both ends. The thing that makes Sam Vincent a special player is he literally can impact the game in every area, at every level, and he can win a game for you without scoring a bunch of points. 8 steals in a single game, I don't care who you're playing. That's incredible. And so it was really positive to see him doing that. He also had 4 rebounds, a handful of assists. And so, you're talking about, starting to flirt with the triple-double with the kind of numbers he had today. That's what makes him a special player, and good to see him playing with that kind of aggressiveness on both ends.
And he's been coming up a lot recently, but Emmanuel, another big game there. Obviously, he's still learning and growing, still very new to the game, but another big performance. What do you see out of him these past few games?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it solidifies our 5 position, right? When Chris Brandon's good, we believe he's as good as anybody in college basketball at what he does in terms of defensive coverage and rebounding the basketball on both ends. And so, if you've got now Emmanuel playing well also, you feel like you're pretty solid at the 5 spot. I'd like to see both those guys score a little more, although Emmanuel had 15 today because he's a legitimate lob threat every possession. And I thought our guys did a great job of finding him today. So I think you're going to see him continue to get better and better as the year goes on. Again, you're talking about a guy that played 1 full year of high school basketball, was here last year, but redshirting, didn't play in games. This is his 2nd year of organized basketball where he's playing in games, under the lights with officials. And so I think there's a lot of room for growth there. It's good to see him play well.
Any other closing thoughts or anything to go into that Florida Atlantic?
That's it. Great. Thanks, guys.